It's our pleasure on Between the Lines to meet with and welcome the local author whose books will be a centerpiece for the Pass the Book Teen Reading Initiative taking place in October, John Green. John, thanks for joining us. This is an exciting project. Tell us about your perspective of Pass the Book and how unique it is.
Well, I've never heard of anything like this, not just with my books, but with anyone's books. So I'm really excited about it. I think it's a great way to get a sort of broad community of reading and get a conversation going among teenagers about books, and also to get the books to broader audiences in places they otherwise might not have been.
That's right. You're not only an author, but a lot of people may know of John through his V-blogging, YouTube activities, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But again, for the books that will actually be a part of Pass the Book, Looking for Alaska, which was your first young adult novel, the other two, An Abundance of Katherines and Paper Towns. The first book, Looking for Alaska, this was your first novel. How has that gone? I understand that there are actually movie rights that have been proffered for that already.
Yeah, it's been an amazing few years. Looking for Alaska came out in March of 2005. The movie rights were bought pretty quickly by Paramount with Josh Schwartz, the guy who created The O.C. and Gossip Girl, writing the screenplay, and it's been published now in more than 15 languages, and it sold hundreds of thousands of copies and been read by a lot of kids. So yeah, it's been a wonderful trip for that book.
And it was a Michael Prince award-winning book through the American Library Association.
Yeah, it also got really nice reviews and won some awards, which has been very unexpected, but yeah, nice.
Now, throughout your career, you've been a book reviewer. You actually worked for All Things Considered on National Public Radio for a while. We talked about this earlier. 10 years ago, would you have imagined that your career would have taken this path? You're now a fairly well-established young adult author.
Yeah, no, I love my job, and no, this is definitely the best job I've ever had. Nothing against previous work that I've done, but I would never have guessed this. I never, you know, I know a lot of writers, and very few people get to write full-time, so I feel very blessed to be able to write and make videos. That's my job.
Yes. And have you settled into the genre of young adult fiction, and really what's your inspiration for reaching young adults?
Well, I like teenagers as an audience. I think that they're really smart and interesting, and I think that it's really valuable to me to have a seat at the table at this important junction in their lives when they're forming the values that will be with them for the rest of their lives. And so it's so important for me to take that part of it very seriously. So, and before I worked as a book reviewer and all that stuff, I worked as a chaplain at a children's hospital. And it was really during that period that I got inspired to work with teenagers, but maybe not so directly that I had to be around them all the time. So writing is perfect.
We've also talked about how we're all learning from young people in this day and age who seem to be so advanced technologically, learning all about the new social media that are out there. And as I mentioned, a lot of people may know you from your YouTube V-blogging. That's something that also was unexpected 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And now you're heavily into that, and that's an actual business for you to some extent.
Yeah, my brother and I make these videos on YouTube, and they've become really popular, and that's great. It's been a lot of fun for us, but it's interesting to think that 10 years ago, not only did I never suspect that I would do that, but there was no such thing as internet video, so it wasn't even possible for me to do. So yeah, that's been a crazy ride. We've been making those videos now for almost 3 years, and yeah.
Of course, the fear being that perhaps a lot of video activity or the social networking would be infringing upon reading or the genre of books, but you're finding that to be quite the opposite.
Yeah, I actually think that that's a bit of a red herring. My experience has been that you go where kids are. And where they are is on Twitter and on Facebook and on MySpace and on YouTube. And so you go to where they are, and when you talk about books and you take that stuff seriously, they will take it seriously with you. And my career is a living testimony to that.
What's in the future for you? You've gotten 3 young adult fiction works out there in the marketplace. Any future works soon?
I've got another young adult novel coming out in April of next year. And between now and then, just videos, and I'm also writing the screenplay for Paper Towns. So that's taking up quite a bit of time.
Indianapolis' own John Green. And one more word about Pass the Book and what you might say to teens to encourage them to participate in this initiative.
Oh, I think it's going to be so cool and so interesting, and I look forward to participating in it as well. And I'll be active on the website and trying to get the book around. So yeah, I hope that they'll keep passing the books around.
Yes, and all three of John's young adult novels, Looking for Alaska, An Abundance of Katherines, and Paper Towns, will be available for free pickup at the libraries beginning in October. And you can go to the library's website and learn all about Pass the Book. And John, good luck to you. Congratulations on your success, and thanks for joining us on the program.
Oh, thanks so much for having me.